Hey guys, welcome to a Saturday episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Well, here she is, all the way down from the Seattle area. Just arrived this morning in a giant enclosed trailer by a not very friendly guy. Seemed like he might have been Russian or something. Not that that has anything to do with him being unfriendly, but yeah, he was a real joy to be around. Anyway, but the bus made it safe and sound. It's here and in one piece and in perfect condition, just as it was when it left. And as you can see, this thing is packed full of parts. So I think, other than the motor, which he has, and I think he may be doing the motor himself, pretty much everything to build the bus is in it. And even some stuff he's already done some sub-assemblies. So there you can see his front suspension minus the spindles and stuff like that. But yeah, he's got I think interior in here. I saw there's a door panel right there. There's seat covers in here somewhere that should be very high quality. And seat frames need some love, but that's pretty normal. So we'll take those, we'll inspect them, weld anything that's broken, and then we'll sandblast, powder coat those, and then we can see about putting his upholstery on them. It's a walkthrough, which is cool. Walkthroughs are super cool. So this bus is it's a mouthful. This is a 63 deluxe 23 window walkthrough. Yeah, it's got all the bells and whistles here. So yeah, here it is. So the color is mouse gray, which I think is probably, it's hard to say one of my favorite VW colors because they have so many good colors, but this is definitely up there. I like the grays a lot. As you guys probably know who follow the channel regularly, I've got a pearl gray split window. Beauty right there. I love the grays that Volkswagen used. But anyway, yeah, so this bus is in for full assembly, other than, again, he may have us ship it back to him minus the motor and then put the motor in and stuff himself, or may ship the motor down here and have us, deliver him a running, driving, tested car. So yeah, we'll see, whatever he wants to do. Obviously, we'd love to finish it and test it out and stuff for him, but if he wants to do that last bit, then that's cool too. But yeah, really nice paint job. He didn't say the name of the shop, but I probably wouldn't have heard of it anyway because it's up there in the Seattle area. But yeah, looking at it, really nice, really straight. Looks like they spent a lot of time blocking it, as they should. So yeah, what a beauty. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this one for now. Tires in there. I mean, it's pretty complete. I don't think there's some spring plates. I don't think we're going to have to buy much for the bus. And he mentioned that if there's anything we go to put on and maybe it's not to, the highest quality or something missing, let him know, because apparently he's got a stash more of parts that he can ship to us. So just a little bit about his history with the bus. I'm not sure how old he is now, but he bought the bus when he was 16. And then he mentioned that eventually, and he had buses before that. I think he actually had a 21 window before he bought this 23. But anyway, went to college, sort of grew up, got married, had kids, and now he's at a point in his life where he wants to build the cool toy of his dreams. So he chose our shop to help him out with that. So that's pretty flattering. I always like it when people choose us for obvious reasons. But there you go. So other than receiving that bus today, worked a little bit on the 40 horse for the red buggy there. And it probably looks about the same as it did last time you saw it. But last time I showed it, everything that was sitting on there was just kind of mocked up. And in fact, we didn't have an oil cooler in it. So that stuff's all there now. So this assembly is for real now. The only thing that's not for real is the carburetor, which is just kind of sitting here. But everything else that's on there is on there for good. Obviously, I need a bolt for that. And Yeah, one thing that I'm not sure about is, and again, this car had an alternator on it, and this is the carburetor off this car. And I don't remember there being a spacer or anything, but this carburetor is hitting the alternator. So I got to dig out his old alternator, which we still have, and see if somebody had ground a relief in the alternator or how this fit together, because right now it's not, and it's not, this is something that can be solved, but I want to look in for reference and see how the heck they had it solved before, because as it is now, you can see the carburetor sitting at a bit of an angle here, and what's interfering is the accelerator pump you see right there. So if need be, I can remove some material from the accelerator pump there. It's not something that really requires a lot of strength in that area. That might do it. I may take a donor piece and and grind it down and see if that gives us the clearance we need, or it may be that, and it may be a combination of removing a little bit from this casting here of the alternator. These things are pretty thick, so like a millimeter or so could probably make a pretty big difference. So we'll see. I don't want to just start like cutting and grinding on things here until I have a plan and so on, obviously. But and also I would like to understand how it was done before. So not a big deal. It's just fun little challenges here. This car, or this motor, 40 horse, of course, would have came with a 6-volt generator, which is quite a bit smaller, and space is not an issue. But then you put a big fat 12-volt alternator on there, and you got some little issues. So anyway, these things are sometimes kind of fun to solve. But other than that, yeah, this is going together. So I got a good used oil cooler from Dave Greiner at Performance. He actually gave me 2 to test out. So I took the nicer looking of the 2, of course, and tested it first, and it tested perfect. I took it up to 100 PSI and put it in a bucket of water, and not so much as a single bubble. So cleaned it up very, 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 very thoroughly, and then put it on. Yeah. So the tester that Dave loaned me, because I don't have one, is actually, it's very simple but very cool. Just a couple of basically like tire valves on there that seat up against the openings of the cooler, and then you bolt it on there, and then you can inflate it essentially with like a regular thing that you'd use for tires. And in this case, where pretty much all these have the pressure on. So yeah, I just kind of slowly took it up to 100 PSI. I figured that's more than enough. Cold Volkswagen engine can hit 60, 80 PSI pretty easily. So I felt pretty comfortable taking it up to 100, that it wasn't going to burst, because I'm sure there's a pretty big safety factor built into those. But yeah, I took it up to 100, no leaky, cleaned it up, boom, on it goes. So yeah, there we go. So that is pretty much what happened today, guys, on this Saturday edition. I'm going to go home and try and do some honeydews, and maybe, just maybe, relax a little. Probably not, because there's no time for that, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you again on Monday. Bye.